Heidi climbed on a chair and lifted down the book, bringing a cloud of dust with it, for it had lain untouched on the shelf for a long time. She wiped it off and sat herself down on a stool beside the old woman and asked her which hymn she should read. "What you like, child, what you like." And the grandmother pushed her spinning wheel aside and sat in eager expectation, waiting for Heidi to begin.
"Here is one about the sun, grandmother. I will read you that."
Heidi began, reading with more and more warmth of expression as she went on. The morning breaks, and warm and bright the earth lies still in the golden light, for dawn has scattered the clouds of night. God's handiwork is seen around, things great and small to his praise abound. Where are the signs of his love not found? Joy shall be ours in that garden blessed, where, after storm, we find our rest. I wait in peace, God's time is best.
Indeed it is, guys and gals. Indeed the Lord's time is best, and very soon the young girl of the Alps Mountain, Heidi, would discover the grace of God, and she would be touched by his love, his eternal love and forgiveness and everlasting grace. Heidi, guys and gals, is such a fascinating girl, a young girl who's fascinated by everything around her. Everything, guys and gals, surrounding Heidi fascinates her to no end, and her curiosity is limitless. A young and curious girl whose mind would soon expand, akin to a sponge, and she would gain so much knowledge and wisdom beyond her expectations or imaginations. A similar feeling which would strike the mind of others, because Heidi, guys and gals, is not to be taken lightly in what she can learn, in what she can process, and what she can take and put into action. Her lessons, her wisdom, the wisdom she attains actually, her education, which does come naturally and is one she undertakes throughout her young life. And Heidi, guys and gals, is the title character of Johanna Spyri's Heidi, the 1881 published novel, which is so fantastic and by far one of my all-time favorites. And Johanna Spyri is a Swiss author or writer whose name is Johanna Louise Ruse or Johanna Louise Spyri, and she's from Switzerland, a country I've never seen before, but it's the homeland of the young girl of the Alps Mountain named Heidi, young Adelaide. Adelaide is her full name, but Heidi is the name most know her by. It's the name she loves and prefers most, and it's the name yours truly shall address her by. Heidi, guys and gals, is such a young and very fascinating young girl who grows and matures in ways many other children also grow and mature, which does come with highs and lows, but that's life, guys and gals. Life is never easy and always a struggle, a battle, a never-ending war. In the same way, Heidi's curiosity is never-ending, and that, guys and gals, the latter is ever so beautiful. Johanna Spyri has crafted a young girl whose mind is so large, whose curiosity is even larger, and she gains so much throughout her life, and I can see a lot of Johanna Spyri in the young Heidi. I can, guys and gals, and Heidi loves so many things: the fir trees, the mountains which she grows accustomed to, the blue sky, the night sky, and many other things, including the goats of the young boy Peter. And these goats include the great and oh so fearsome Turk, the great Turk, the green and ever so lovely greenfinch, little swan, and little bear. Little bear is the strong and little swan is the gentle. And last but definitely not least, we have Snowflake. Snowflake is the youngest and most sweetest of them all. She is, guys and gals, and her milk, her delicious and oh so lovely milk, is quite something, guys and gals. Something Heidi and her close friend Clara, who I will get to, would soon discover. And the taste of this milk is something else, guys and gals. It's so delicious and so refreshing it is. The young man Peter is someone who, despite his flaws and despite him being such a little rascal, a troublemaking little rascal, Heidi is still fond of, as she is his mother Brigitta, and grandmother, who is also her grandmother. And the grandmother is quite fond of Heidi, as is everyone else. Believe me, guys and gals, they are, and who can blame them? She's the fucking title character, guys and gals. She's the title character, and she's so lovely and so wonderful, as you can see. And the pictures, guys and gals, in this book, which I will get to. But Heidi, guys and gals, out of all of them, the one who she loves most is her beloved grandfather. Her beloved grandfather being the Alm Uncle. The Alm Uncle is otherwise his name, or simply known as grandfather. and grandfather, guys and gals, at the start of the story is quite a bitter man, a bitter and lonely man, but when Heidi comes into his life, she brings to him so much love, so much freedom, and so much happiness, all of which he had not known for a very long time. And Heidi, guys and gals, is that missing ingredient, that missing part of his soul, which completes him as she does everyone, but him in particular. The grandfather is the most precious to little Heidi, and little Heidi is the most precious to him. And the same applies to Clara, who would soon be called the invalid child, for reasons of which you guys and gals should find out for yourselves when you read this awesome and also lovely book. I do recommend you do, guys and gals. But Clara is of the village or the city Frankfurt in Switzerland, which is so far apart from the place Heidi resides in the mountains, next to her grandfather Peter and his grandma, alongside Brigitta, his mother. Both of them are aware of the Alm uncle grandfather. In particular, the grandmother had known the Alm uncle grandfather for a very long time, and she believes there is good in him and there is such kindness. It cannot be described but experienced when you know the man, when you actually meet him and talk to him and converse with him, and not listen to rumors spoken about him, insolent gossips which lead nowhere, but one being confused about what lies within a person, the person's true self, their true nature, who they are, and how they came to be in the sight of God, our Creator and Father. But Frankfurt is the home of the young Clara, and Clara, guys and gals, would soon come face to face with Heidi, who would bring so much happiness into the young girl's life. Clara, guys and gals, is unable to move. She's immobile, or rather handicapped. Clara belongs to Frankfurt. Clara would soon receive a visit from the young Heidi, who's taken away from her beloved grandfather and the mountains she loves so much. The mountains, trees, skies, goats, and everyone in this place, her home, her beloved haven, Heidi would be snatched away from, courtesy of a woman named Diet of who was sent to do so at the behest of Mr. Seesman. Seesman is the father, the beloved father of the young girl Clara. And contrast to what many may assume, Mr. Seesman is a very kind man, a very kind and loving man who truly loves his daughter with all his heart as she does him. But Mr. Seesman would soon discover the truth about Heidi and Heidi's experience away from the mountains she loves so much in Frankfurt, which becomes her temporary home. And Heidi, guys and gals, befriends the young Clara. The two of who become like sisters who are inseparable. And she also got to know the butler of the house, Sebastian, who is a very sweet man who does care about Heidi and little Clara. But one person, guys and gals, one person is not so fond of them, and this person is not Tinette. Tinette, guys and gals, has her own issues, but compared to this one other person, this one other tyrant, this woman who is very wicked in nature, even though she does mean well to some extent, but this woman is by far the greatest obstacle in the life of the young Heidi, and she is Miss Rotmeyer. Rotmeyer, guys and gals, wow, just wow. This woman is so stuck up, so domineering, and so controlling in many ways. I cannot even describe to you how, but this woman, guys and gals, clearly wants to control every aspect of the young Heidi's life, and she views her as anything but civilized. And the doctor, guys and gals, the doctor who also has his own arc within the story, Heidi, his story, guys and gals, is so beautiful and so touching, as is the other characters and their stories, their respective stories. Heidi, guys and gals, is the light and truly the sunlight itself, whereas Miss Rotmeyer is truly the cesspool of wickedness. Miss Rotmeyer is Miss Rotmeyer, and she is who she is by nature, and no one can change that except her. So many things, guys and gals, happens in this book, which is so beautiful, and the artworks and pictures, as you can see, is so lovely. This picture with the young Heidi and her grandmother, as well as this picture right here, Clara, Heidi, and the young boy in Frankfurt, whose name I forgot, but this young boy is not Peter, God no, and Miss Rotmeyer with the rat. Miss Rotmeyer, guys and gals, to hell with her, but we have some other lovely pictures right here. This one, guys and gals, the grandfather himself, the Alm uncle, and little Heidi herself, them having some breakfast, some dinner, or lunch, who knows, guys and gals, but the two of them are so cute and so awesome. And this picture, guys and gals, is by far my favorite. This is the one I'm talking about. Look at this, guys and gals. I'll tell you this right now, God's miracle is real, and God is truly the most loving, the most gentle and the most forgiving. He is, guys and gals, and he truly loves his children, no matter if they're naughty like Peter, or so gentle like Clara, or so curious like Heidi. He loves them all equally, and God, guys and gals, is truly great. He is. And God bless Johanna Spyri for writing this marvelous book right here, which I love so much, and is one I do recommend you guys and gals read. Please do. Thank you all for watching. That's my review on Johanna Spyri's Heidi, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming contents, and so much more. Until next time, guys and gals, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.